ask you, how do you build a puzzle? How do you build a puzzle?
Join pieces.
But you look at the pictures.
Start with the corners.
Start with the corners, yeah, and then?
Look at the picture and build it.
Okay. But you normally build the frame on the outside. Do you agree? I mean, that's how. My question is why? My question is why do you build the puzzle that way? Why do you build the puzzle that way?
Stay in the box. Stay in the frame.
Yeah, try some more, try some more. Folks, why do you build the puzzle the way that you do? And you know what came to me and it hit me like a hammer? I was taught that that's how you build a puzzle. Do you agree? You were taught that's how you build a puzzle. Now what was amazing is, I mean, my son afterwards was still enjoying building puzzles. But he was building it much slower if he had to start with the corners. And I'm extremely cautious to tell people how. The what is a given. That's the cover of the puzzle box. That's the what. But the how, I'm very, very cautious of saying to people, this is how you must do it. Because your way might be 10 times more effective than mine. Does that make sense? Yeah. Being in the HR field, folks, I'm appealing. There's one lesson that you can take away. Be very careful on the how. Allow people to explore it and enjoy it. They might surprise you. Don't teach people what you've been taught. Don't tell people how to build the puzzle. Let them go. And guess what? You might get a surprise. Folks, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of ideas on some of our experience in training and development, and really what makes training stick. I'm glad Raymond quoted the statistics. It's actually shocking. What's the percentage of success on universities? What? 39%. That's the what. Do you agree? Got to go to university, you've got to learn. I'm just telling, what the hell are we doing wrong, folks? What the hell are we doing wrong that the success rate is so low? And it's been like that for a number of years. It's not the what. The what is a given. Whether it's e-learning or what, I don't care. It's the how that I don't think that we've mastered. I don't believe we put enough emphasis on the how. We only focus on the what. We focus on the event. And normally that's a fairly good process. If you go and study at university, they give you all the books. Everything is there, it's available. You can Google it. I'm just saying, what's going wrong on the how part to get a better success rate? Jack Welch, talking about all the revolutions. I'm waiting for the people revolution. And we talk about the industrial revolution. I'm waiting for the people revolution so we can sort out a lot of the things that inhibit people from progressing from grade 1 to grade 12, go to university, obtain skills and make a contribution to life. We focus so much on the industrial part of things. This is nothing wrong. In my heart of hearts, I hope one day, if I'm still alive, there will be a people revolution. That will take us to the next level. That's what Jack Welch is saying. Folks, if you want to be competitive, you've got to have the skills. A little bit of statistics. Classroom training still remains a big one. 4% of payroll on training. 84% of companies believe that training is important. Yeah? The what? They believe it's important. 37 of the companies believe that it's effective. So the statistics from a university and a business point of view is very similar. 45% of organizations measure ROI. Why do training interventions not achieve the desired results? We can say training intervention, maybe we can say university. Why are we as human resources practitioners not good at making a success of it? What makes it fail? What makes training interventions fail, guys? Your training programs at your business school or at your workplace. Why are they not successful? Give me a couple of ideas. Or are they 100% successful? Nah, come on. Give me a couple. Why are they not successful? Or why do they fail? Yes, sir.
Budgetary constraints.
Budgetary constraints, that's an important one, thank you very much. One that we say, people are our most important asset, but we don't have time to allow them to be developed. Yeah? But all the vehicles and everything else, all the machines, they're getting serviced every second week, every third week, and guess what? Hell, there's lots of time for that. But for our people, there's no time to service. What else?
We don't measure return on investment
We don't measure return on, why not?
because maybe we don't have the systems, we don't have the.
We don't have the system. Folks, we're talking about human resources things, we're talking about people things. But talk about any piece of equipment that you've got in your organization. Yo. Service schedule, it's planned, it's this, it's that, it's that. But for people, we don't do it. I had the privilege of having spent some time with Professor Brinkerhoff. And according to research that he's done in 2012-13, now he says 90% of events are not successful. Failed is maybe a little of a hard word. But you know, if you look at performance management, either you pass or you fail. So most probably he's correct. Why does training interventions fail? It confuses activities with improvement. Yeah? Gamification and those things are not anti. What I'm saying is people are busy. Folks, that's not what it's about. Did learning take place? That's the only question that you need to ask. The focus is on the repair. Oops, I'm sorry. The focus is on repairing individuals' weaknesses. This guy does not perform very well. What do? We send him on a performance management course. He's not motivated, send him on a motivational course. That's the what? Qualifications versus competence, huge difference. Management does not support it, we've had that. Learners are unaware of why they should attend. And very often it became a motivational lecture in disguise. Let's just get the spirit up a little bit. An important one for me, facilitators are not held accountable for performance improvement. What do the facilitators normally do? They go in, they facilitate, and then they go home. They complete the attendance register, tick the boxes, do all the smiles, and say, hey, this was a good course. Management view training as a cost and not an investment. If you do ROI, like you said, madam, it is an investment. If you don't do ROI, it's a cost. There is no connection between strategy and training interventions. And the methods being used ignore how. What Brinkerhoff said, and this is the second thing you can take home. If you look at any intervention that you're involved with in imparting skills, giving people information, and I think for that matter, teaching children at university, 40% of the success of that intervention depends on what you do before the intervention itself. 40. 20% is the intervention itself. Only 20%. And the other 40% is what do you do after the intervention. I'm 100% convinced most human resources practitioners are excellent at the intervention itself. Yeah? Excellent. The sad part that I need to share with you is, folks, that only contributes to 20% of the success of that intervention. 40% is pre and 40% is post. I'm trying to think he's going to university. You know, that's going to university. What do we do to prepare them for that? Or do we just say, go for your first day, go for your first year, off you go, study. And once they're through with it, what do we do after they have studied? Think about any training intervention. Performance management, assertiveness, diversity, planning, organizing, leading, control. I can carry on. What we normally report on is so many people attended it, and this is the result. People are smiling, they say it was a good course. Give me a couple of ideas as we sit. What do you believe we can do as a pre-intervention to ensure the success rate of your interventions increase? What can you do? Yes, sir.
Conduct needs analysis.
Get the support of line management.
Lovely. Get the support of line management. What does that mean? If we say get the support.
Line
It just means communicating with them, telling them what the course is all about, how it's going to benefit them as a department or the organization as a whole.
Lovely. How can it benefit you, Mr. Manager, that has nominated someone to attend the course? What else? What else? Yes. Okay. Can I give the man a chance? Please?
Must I go first?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think the important thing is to explain to this employee why they need to attend the class.
Lovely. Thank you very much for that.
No, I was saying that we need also to look at the post-intervention, because you'll find that we don't show them the difference before training. And at the end of the day, they think that it's just tick a box exercise.
Folks, can you relate to that? It's a tick exercise. Thank you very much for that. I'm not going to spend much more time on it, but I appeal to you. Next time, before you send someone on an intervention, or an intervention is arranged by you, spend 40% of your time on preparing that individual for what he's going to go through. Then you're serious about learning. Folks, the intervention, I'm saying to you, is available on Google. On a TED Talk, you can download anything. So the what is there. It's about the how. And a big part of the how gets done there. Post-intervention. You've been on the course. What changed? Mr. Line Manager, after 2 weeks, did any behavior change, and what behavior has changed? Was there a difference? Can you give it to me in quantifiable? I mean, why, where are we now? Or do we just say, no, the guy's been on training and let's move on? Important is to involve the individual and line manager and the team. I mean, involve as many people as possible. The point that I'm trying to make is, if you're planning an intervention, spend time there. And spend time there. That is time well spent. That is time well spent. 94% of learners who experience improved performance encouraged by managers. Some of the things that we've spoken about: line management, needs analysis, impact individual, team and organization. Leverage things like the newsletter. Why? This guy's been on training. How did you experience it? What are you going to do different? Etc., etc. Training intervention itself, only one that I want to highlight. Think activities, don't think course. Think activities so that people can learn. And my favorite one is fun, the big F word. Let people have fun while they're doing it. Please memorize that. Don't write it down, just memorize it. Got it? Yeah? Got it?
Why?
Now, I can either do that and say memorize that. Yeah? How many can you give? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Sure. Or I can simplify it by saying that's the 1, that's the 2, and that is much easier to memorize than that. Does that make sense? So what am I trying to say to you? Make training simple. Make training easy. Don't try to catch people out. Don't try to make it difficult. Make it nice for them to have success. So don't say to people, please memorize that. Show them this and explain it to them. Then learning is taking place. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Post-training, senior management, recognition. I don't want to say much more about that. A very effective way of getting the people to the how part is engaging the head and the heart and the hands. At university, typical, you write an exam. Very seldom do they ask you, how do you feel about the subject? They ask you, what do you know about the subject? How often in your interventions do you ask people, how do you feel about what I'm saying now? Or do we just say, do you understand? Do you hear? Can you write the exam? Do the POE? Okay. So you're engaging the head. The head is what? The heart is how. Do you buy that? And once you've bought that, what we're saying is the hands will be influenced, and guess what? It can form a habit. Very simple by Scott, the 4H model, engaging the head, the heart, and the hands. You've got to know, you've got to understand. How do you feel? I mean, the individual that's been sent by the line manager, imagine being called in by the manager and say, congratulations, you've been nominated to attend this program. He's going to feel valued. Do you agree? As opposed to say, you must go on a course. We're talking to the head folks. I'm waiting for the human revolution. And the hands, and we form the habit. Tools for engaging, reflect, very, very strong on conversations, not just talking, conversations. And believe you me, speaking does not equal conversation. Can I repeat that? Speaking is speaking, talking is talking. A conversation is different. I believe there's a very, very good reason why our good Creator gave us two of these. Two of those, and only one of these. Can I repeat that? I believe there's a very good reason why our Creator gave us two of these, and only one of this. That is what conversations is about. It's not speaking, it's not talking. It's listening to the individual, it's listening to the employee and asking, how did you find the course? How do you feel about it? What can you do different? Help me understand. I appreciate, I value, contribute. Why conversations improve learning, stimulates thinking. Important, folks. It shows that you care. It shows that you care. For me, this is part of a training intervention's success. You can say, what are the components of a learning organization? I just want you to answer the questions by yourself, to say, am I a learning individual? Do I promote learning? Am I open and transparent? Am I prepared to share? And do I share my learnings? Do I value conversations as a vehicle? Transformation as opposed to transaction. A typical event that you arrange, someone come in from outside and they do a training intervention. It's an event, it's a transaction, it's not transformational. Some more. Do you make your learning accessible to other people? Do you have a blog? Do you have something in an organization where learning can grow, where learning takes place, and where people capture what they've learned? Self-development, reflection, communication is key to learning. And that's also about heart as opposed to head. Interesting, late 90s, the tangible value of organizations in the Standard & Poor's Top 500, that was a tangible value. And this is in 99. That is the intangible value, where we say people is our most important asset, etc., etc., etc. You recognize it in that way. And this is what? What do I have? And that is, how do I use it and how do I utilize it to do something different? Listen to this one. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you have, just enjoy it again. Can you relate to that? It's not about the what. It's about the how that can make a difference in people's lives. Briefly, it was important, Raymond spoke about e-learning. Folks, the success rate for e-learning is very low, around about 7 to 8%. Also, because of the how, not the what. E-learning is not equal to put a lot of things in a digital format and make it available in a PDF form and say now it's e-learning. It's a very, very different way. It's important to go that route, but please put more emphasis on the how as opposed to the what, and you will be successful. The what is available all over. What will training look like plus minus in the next 10 to 15 years? I think important to know 70% of the guys will be young by 2025. Okay? Saying that is, please make sure that you accommodate the different way in which people learn. If you can engage, like Raymond said, cell phones and all kinds of things, you will be much more successful with training than with anything else. Is it working now? Yeah. They would like to learn if it's flexible and on demand. So utilize cell phones, WhatsApps, nuggets, and small pieces of learning when that is required. Advancement. They like training and development. The youngsters like to learn new things. Folks, the purpose of my chat with you this afternoon, and I hope I did not tell you how to build your puzzle. I hope all I wanted to do is to show you a different box and say, you go and build your own puzzle. You go and build your own puzzle, but put emphasis on how and not the what. I do not dispute for one moment that each and every one of you is a seasoned HR practitioner that can do a training event better than many other people. It's how you do it and how people feel about it once they've done it that would make a difference at the end of the day. I thank you.
I want to draw your attention to this issue of online learning or e-learning. Colleagues, you are aware that in this country we have a serious crisis, especially with regard to higher learning. Usually at the beginning of the year, campuses throughout the country would be full of youngsters who would like to register at universities. Why is this still happening like that? If you remember an incident at UJ where a parent died accompanying a child who was going to register for a degree, what is the way forward? What is the solution? When I heard of e-learning 15 years ago, although I was born before technology, I thought e-learning was going to be a solution to this conundrum. But we are still sitting there. You go to VET, you go to UJ, you go to University, two of them, all the universities are packed. Why are the learners physically in class? Why, from where I'm sitting, I'm not convinced. Maybe I'm ignorant. I'm not convinced that e-learning has really taken off the ground. I'm yet to see a learner who will come and produce a degree and say, I registered online or I completed my degree on e-learning or online. Is it going to happen? Or do we still have a long way, 20 years to go? Your comments, please. Thanks.
what technology is doing is rendering previous method of delivery of content obsolete if universities do not adapt, right? So universities are lagging behind technology that is there, right? But them lagging behind, some universities are in a catch-up phase to introduce online learning, but they take it further to become blended learning, basically, right? Now, University of Johannesburg, it has introduced, I think, more than 5 master's programs, right? I'm not so sure about undergraduate degree. Wits School of Governance has introduced a Masters of Governance. Recently, they'll be launching it, right? So what we're beginning to pick up is that universities are beginning to appreciate the tool brought by technology to give access to people. But part of their struggle is to develop the necessary institutional infrastructure and to create a balance such that you are not limited to online self-study approach, but to create a more comprehensive and multifaceted, integrated, blended learning approach, right? So universities are lagging behind. Will universities catch up? It's another issue. But interestingly, there are institutions, to share with you, that there is an institution which is targeting kids between the ages of 8 years to 13 years and teaching them about robotics. And it's online, right? There are different methodologies. If a child of the age 8 to 13 is exposed to robotics, obviously he's been put on the forth to artificial intelligence, right? And thereby that particular knowledge base capacity, that particular child, that at the age of 14 years above, is able to. So private training providers who see the pattern of technology and are able to adapt themselves to that, right? They are able to move with that particular rate. But as you say, your Marxist terms when you speak about an odd and uneven development of the society, where some institutions are lagging behind and are incapable to keep up with the changes that have been brought by the fourth industrial revolution. So those are the issues. Hence my earlier submission that to make institutions of higher learning to catch up, human resource development professionals are the ones who must begin to engage and have that conversation with both public and private learning providers for them to move at the rate where you are able to capacitate your staff members to build necessary skills and competencies. Learners at universities are able to have access to higher education, exert the necessary pressure such that they are able to move further. But that is my quick